Hey, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. They call me Chris of the Northwest. And we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're avoiding the dentist for another 6 months, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
6 months, 6 years, whatever it takes.
Yeah, that's right.
Whatever works for you. He is Chris of the Northwest. I'm Wits End. I'm glad you're here. And tonight we're going to talk about the MOE, don't you know, the middle of everywhere. You may know it as Valemount, BC. Listeners, jump in the chat. We want to hear what you think, what you know, what you have experienced in Valemount, or what you plan to experience, because we're all going to go there someday, right? It looks like a great place. Share your thoughts in that live chat and the YouTube comments and all those ways that you do the thing you do. But first, it's time to bring in our chipper chimp. Some say he is more remarkable than a dry erase board. And others say he knows why Adele crossed the road to say hello from the other side. All we know is he's called a land monkey.
Oh, you guys are so creative. Always entertaining to see what's gonna come out at the beginning of the podcast here.
I'm often wondering what's going to come out of my own mouth here. So.
That's half the fun of the show, Jim.
There you go.
Jim, please never ever read the show notes ahead.
What's the show note?
Exactly. And then there's our super over prepared guest. Awesome.
He's got hard copy.
I got hard copy.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, I am Land Monkey. I am here on the podcast. It is a Thursday night. It is the best time of the week. It's when I can hang out with my digital friends who I also get to see in real life from time to time. But, every Thursday night we get to hang out with all of you awesome people who are either joining us live in the chat, which is amazing, or maybe you're listening or watching the show afterwards. And if you are, I want to remind you, if you're either downloading the podcast to listen to, or if you're watching it a replay on YouTube, if you could just head on over and give it a like. And if you're watching on YouTube, give it a sub. That would really help us out. It makes a huge difference for us. We work really hard every week to bring you quality content, and this is what you get. So if you help us out, maybe it'll bump up a little bit.
I'm sorry, did you say Yelp us out?
Yeah, that too.
Okay.
Yelp reviews. Yes, absolutely. But hey, another thing that really helps us out is our patrons, including our corporate Denali level sponsors, which includes Land Sharks. And we're almost out of time to get our spring geocaching supplies. So pretty soon will be our summer geocaching supplies that we'll need. But either way, go to landsharkz.ca and pick those up. Also, Cachly, the premier geocaching app for iOS version 8.1 is the current version. That's the version to download. If you don't have it on your iPhone, I pity the fool who does not have Cachly 8.1 on their iOS device.
I don't think it's 8.1 yet.
Isn't it? I thought that's what we're advertising as 8.1.
I think 8.1 is coming soon.
Oh.
Now, why do I have to do this?
Because I don't
Cachely.
that's with an iPhone. That's why you have to do this.
No, it's still 8.0.
It's 8.0. Well, you know what? I will pity the fool who doesn't have 8.1 on their iPhone when it comes
That's right.
out. All right. Anyhow, and we would be extremely remiss if we did not mention our third corporate Denali level sponsor. And I'm gonna ask Marcy, do you want to pitch our third corporate Denali level sponsor?
You may know
that just happens to be Tourism Valemount. That sounded so weird.
Great. Why would we want to come to Valemount? What's our pitch?
Because you can explore all the seasons here in Valemount.
There you go. Explore all the seasons. So whether you seek outdoor thrills or a peaceful retreat, What does Valemount do, Marcy?
We are in the middle of February and we explore all the seasons.
There you go. And it awaits you.
And it awaits
I thought
you.
you had the show notes there, Marcy.
I have mine. I got
All
mine
right.
all valid.
Have a beer. We'll catch up with you in a minute.
Soft drink.
Awesome. Well, yes, absolutely. Valemount awaits you. We're so excited to talk to Marcy tonight and find out what is awaiting us this year in Valemount. We're going to get into that very shortly. But folks, if you want to know more about supporting this podcast, we encourage you to click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website.
Thank you so much.
I was kind of having fun with the whole patrons intro thing. I was seeing how long I could stretch that out this evening.
We're 6.5 minutes in.
I can
Good
keep
job.
going.
Yeah. I know. Oh, but you know what? It's time for?
No.
It's time for the glow. And people have asked, what is a glow?
What is a glow?
Why, thank you for asking. That is the geocaching log of the week. So whether you read it or whether you wrote it, we want to hear about it because great logs simply make geocaching better. Now you can send an email, which everyone does, or you could level it up and send a recording on your fancy smartphone to feedback@cachingnw.com. If you wanted to take it to the highest level, you can call in to 253-693-TFTC and show us just how you glow. Yes, there's 3 levels, good, better, best. Which one's right for you?
Well, since we don't have a voicemail or a recording, I'm saying that you're settling for the lowest level here. And I'm reading it to you.
Which is good.
Let's see. This one is from a geocache. Its name is very coincidental because it happens to be where I return caches after I've signed the log. It's Beyond Blackberries. You sign the log, you just fling it beyond the blackberries for the next person to find.
And cachers will go find it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Through the blackberries.
This is what Dear Geocache Guy would do.
It really is.
Yeah. Let's see. It's GC7 Mike Romeo Quebec. And the log this week, we've said it many times. It's a DNF log. It doesn't have to be a found it. It can be a DNF. Clever Cachers didn't find it. And he says, as he or she, I forget who Clever Cachers is. My apologies. As Raj, with 43 finds, said in the log before ours, yay, it was hard. Unfortunately, unlike the rock star Raji Raj, we didn't find the cache. Coming from the south, we cut across the blackberries too early and found ourselves in an impassable forest. We backtracked and considered a few options before Brian be finding the right trail. Apparently, Brian be finding is not finding the cache on this one, but it's a good name. The right trail is easily seen if approaching from the north. And as I might add, the right trail is almost always easily found on the way out, no matter how you get to the cache. We followed the trail beyond the blackberries to a nice small forest area. However, we hunted for a long time in the rain before deciding Brian not be finding this one. We called off the hunt, found one more cache in the park on the way out, and retreated to the dry car. We'll be back. Maybe the cache will materialize and Brian be finding once again.
Brian be finding has a pirate theme to it.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. That's funny.
I
love
that.
the way they just worked with the caching name in there. That was fun. Great log. And I mean, Chris, you say it every week. Great logs simply make geocaching better, but they really do. And we sure appreciate people who will take the time to send in these glows. And, there's a great variety of logs. We all get them. We all get the TFTCs, and then we get fun logs like this. So guys, keep sending these in. We love seeing these glows. That's
right. And Clever Cachers got sent the glow badge for 2025 because of this. Yeah.
Way to go.
You just never know.
We do need the glow submissions here to the podcast, but that doesn't stop you from just writing fun, creative logs, even if you don't send them to us.
That's
The
right.
cache owners really appreciate something fun to read.
Indeed.
And IHAM says technically you could submit your glow on Discord. I
suppose
don't
you
think
could.
it would get messy. There's a whole separate channel for it.
Do you have a glow channel on the Discord?
Yeah, have you been on the Discord?
I haven't been to a glow channel on it, but I have. What do you call them? Channels, sub-channels? What's the term?
Well, it's called a server, so I would assume channels.
Okay. So there you go. I spend a fair bit of time on the Discord, and it's funny. You know what? Before you spun that up and encouraged us all to head there, Chris, I've never used Discord before. So I think this is just such a great communication tool. There you go. That's probably why I didn't notice it, because it's called "What is a Glow?" So, there's just too many words. I just skimmed right past it.
Oh yeah, literacy.
I know.
Has to be one of our major skills, but oddly enough, it doesn't seem to be.
No. Words are hard.
I have never used Discord to the extent I'm using it now. I will say that. I've been on it for a couple of other servers, I suppose you would say. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the terminology. I want to say like subreddits or,
Right. Yeah.
There you go. I don't know if you can read it, but there it is.
Ooh.
It's-
Can you pull
Yeah,
that forward?
no,
Chris?
this camera doesn't seem to want to focus, but there you go. But yeah, there's a
go.
what is a glow? Look at that.
Nice.
So
Wow, live right here. Fantastic.
Pretty awesome, you guys.
So yeah, the Discord server has a lot of activity on it. I'm actually shocked, but you know what? Go try it out for yourself. Go to cachingnw.com. Right there on that homepage, there's going to be a big bold link to the Discord server. Go join in. Doesn't cost you anything. And you know what? Maybe you want to go find a cache, but don't have anybody go do that with. On the Discord server, there's a channel for that.
there is.
You know what I got to say about the Discord server? What I've noticed is that it's just as friendly and welcoming and fun as our live chat is. So everybody who's gone in there and being and participating in there is being awesome, and I really appreciate that. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it really is. There's we have channels for different things. We have an off-topic channel. Throw in anything you want. Who knows?
And everything gets thrown into that one. That one's kind of fun sometimes.
It's a busy channel.
It really is.
All right.
Hey, let's move on to news.
Let's do that.
I don't know if you know, but summer's almost here. And summer officially starts on the June solstice. Yes, the June solstice. So no matter what hemisphere you live in, the solstice represents seasonal transitions and new beginnings. We welcome those changes with a unique souvenir. Yes, you're not going to get this souvenir anywhere else. So from June 20th, which is tomorrow as of a recording, through the 22nd. So you've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Find a log or find and log any geocache. You could go to an event. You could do an adventure lab location, and you're going to earn your June solstice souvenir. So whatever this season brings to you, we hope you find peace in the transition and joy in your next geocache find.
Very nice.
Yes, indeedy.
I like that they do that. I think the solstice is a nice way to, just be generic about seasonal changes.
They're fun. And it's fun that they acknowledge them.
So one season is starting and another one is ending.
Mm-hmm.
How was that segue? That's right. I that's a softball to you, Wits End. I couldn't have made it any easier.
Wow. If only I knew what to do with it. Oh, well, you know what?
What?
Talking about a season ending. Recently, the Cash In Trash Out season 1 ended.
Oh,
Now, that might be sad for some people, but the fact that there's a season 1 kind of hints that there might be something more.
ooh.
During the last season that just ended, it was between March 1st and May 31st. Over 16,000 geocachers stepped up and attended 2,300 CITO events. So they got out there and they cleaned up some real trash. It was awesome.
Mhm.
Geocaches proved that they aren't afraid of a challenge. So possibly before you knew it even started, it came to an end on May 31st. But stay tuned, dear cache and trash outers. Season 2 begins September 1st. So, almost to the next solstice.
Oh yeah,
September
you're
1st to November 30th. It'll be season 2. And with that comes, I know you were hoping for it, it's coming, another souvenir.
yes.
So there you
Everybody
go.
loves souvenirs.
Lots
Love
of
them
news.
digital shinies. Very cool. Yeah, and hey, we got just a little bit more news. But first of all, just want to say, that's a lot of CETO events. 2,300. That's
Yeah.
impressive. That's a lot of cleaning up. That's very cool.
Okay, I was going to go to the chat lackey, but any of the research department, how many days are in between March 1st and May 31st? And divide
How
that by
many CETOs per day?
and divide that by 2,300 and see how many CETOs per
Yeah.
day happen during that season.
Well, I know it rounds off to 90, give or take a few.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
you're right.
Was it like 92 days or something like that?
And I would imagine they're not all
91
midweek, so
days.
there's probably like big spikes on the weekends.
Mhm.
Probably.
Very cool. Brian Winston, what are those dates again?
March 1st to May 31st.
All right. I guess the conglunculating is going on there. So,
Oh,
all right. Hey, while that's being summed up and averaged out, another cool thing that occurred recently was the wrap up of Fraser Valley Cache Bash 8. It was our 8th year in a row of refreshing the game board out here in the Fraser Valley. And we wanted to share a little bit of news on the winners because what we do is every year we have people go out and find the caches that get placed by the game players, the volunteer hiders, and then people vote on them in different categories. So different categories like overall best, best on theme, best gadget cache, because every year we seem to get a couple of gadget caches out, which is fantastic, and best series. So because every year we seem to get some caches that come out in series, so it's great. We're loving the way the game board is being refreshed in the Fraser Valley every year. And we just really encourage people to continue to participate, whether that's hiding or coming up and finding them in the springtime. Come up in spring and into the just before summer. Come up and find all the fresh geocaches, and then join us for our events. It's a lot of fun. But the winners, the four winners from this year, the best overall was GC Bravo 6 November Delta Juliet, and it's called My 1000th Hide Travel Bug Hotel, and that's by Graphinator up here. So he won the best
Nice.
overall. Definitely, that cache is going to start racking up the fave points. So make that a highlight. It's easy to get to in Abbotsford. Make that a highlight to go see that.
Is that really his 1,000th hide?
It was his 1000th hide as well,
Wow.
which is pretty cool.
That's impressive.
that is very impressive.
Yeah. Next up was the best on theme geocache, and man, this was it was more than one cache. It was I think 3 that Just Carlo did on this series. GC codes are up there on the screen. I won't go through all of them, but it is the Drawn to This series. And I'll point out, if you want to see what those look like, a little bit of a spoiler, check out the latest video on Just Carlo's channel where he shows how he made them.
Oh, nice.
Really, really impressive. He's such a creative, cool cache hider guy. So lots of fun.
Do we need to have him on the show again?
We should probably have him back at some point. Absolutely. Best gadget cache went to Gearhead for GC Bravo 64 Victor Hotel. It's the Super Marble gadget, and that's a lot of fun. That's also in Abbotsford. And last and definitely least was best series, and that's the Find 'em Fred series by some doofus who lives out in Langley. GC code is GC Bravo 6 Motel Papa Papa. Did I do that right, Jim?
That sounds great.
Well,
Yeah.
tell
Nailed
Papa.
Papa. That was fun.
Did you find him, Fred?
Well, I placed them, so yeah.
All righty. Let's see. Rounding out the news, the weather forecast is dark tonight with continued dark towards morning.
Over to Marcy. How's the weather in Valemount? We'll just keep throwing you under the bus all episode, Marcy. Don't worry about it.
There we go. Go ahead, Marcy.
Oh, muted. We're fighting the mute there.
We're fighting the mute. I'm not touching nothing.
Okay. She is so no. She can't mute because she chose to mute.
All right.
There you go.
There I go.
Yes.
Hey, we
Okay,
got to
that
figure
took
it
a
out.
moment. All right, it's today in Valemount. It is sunny.
Yes.
With a hint of spring and summer
And rain.
and rain.
As
Just always all seasons in Valemount.
It is in one day.
Too fun.
All right, weather forecast. Finishing news. We'll go with the sports scores. Scores tonight were 3-2, 5-4, and in a big upset, 9-7.
Ooh.
So now that the news is out of the way, welcome to the podcast, Marcy. Officially, we're really glad you're here. We've been chatting, I know, for the last almost over 20 minutes. But tell us all about, I don't know, what you got going on there.
What do we have going on here? Well, quite a bit, actually. We just launched 8,000 Chinook salmon into Swift Creek 2 weekends ago. That was
Did they all have GC trackable codes on them?
Actually, they are all tagged.
Okay.
So kind of, yeah.
Path tag-ish kind of thing. Yeah.
Kind of path tag-ish kind of thing. We won't get into the details.
So
but it's cool.
there is a fish hatchery right there in town, is there not?
No.
Oh, is it nearby?
It's in Prince George.
Oh,
so
that's
about
a
3
little
hours.
ways away.
Oh, okay.
But they come here in
Mhm.
August when the salmon come back,
Mhm.
and then we go capture them. They collect the eggs and the other stuff, mix it together, and then take them back to the hatchery.
Okay.
And then they grow from there, and then they bring them back.
Right. So it's a spawning channel up
Mhm.
in
It
Valemount.
absolutely is. Yeah.
And so you've got this with the largest, nearest hatchery, you've got a process in place to make sure that there's successful fry that are placed back out there.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
It is so cool. They do a lot of work, and they work really well with the Simp Nation. So they get together and do this event every year.
Very cool.
Now, Marcy, when I talk about your town, I'm finding some people that are still confusing the name. I'm hearing Valemount instead of Valemount. Is that
That's
common?
right. It is so common. And what I notice is how people spell it. They
Mhm.
spell it Valemont. And they're forgetting one important vowel. U. You're forgetting to put U in Valemount. So on that note, you are needed to be here in Valemount.
I love it.
I do too.
Good memory trick.
On that note, and not Marcy, I'm going to jump in and steal Chris's question here since we're off to a great start. But you've been on the podcast not too long ago and gave us a really good overview of the area, and we kind of really focused on just sort of the geography of the area and some of the seasonal activities and things. But since we last spoke, how is tourism going in Valemount?
Thank you for asking about that. So what's happening is we're starting to see an increase of people coming to Valemount, and a lot of them are new time visitors. And we're getting a lot of international travelers, which is great to see. Our numbers in the visitor center are up by 500.
Wow.
From last May. So that's great. And we're starting to see people sooner. Sorry, I'm glitching out a little bit. Pixelated.
No, we got you here still.
Okay, good.
And the flooding has all been resolved and all?
Yeah, that almost took up the highway.
Yeah.
So one of the lanes has a bit of damage to it. So when you're coming up, you can expect to have about a 5-minute delay, and they're doing alternating traffic lanes.
Okay. You just get 5 more minutes to sit and enjoy the beautiful
Mhm.
scenery around you while you're waiting.
You're right in the mountain ranges, right where it happened.
There you go. See? So there's a silver lining in the cloud. Well, if you're trying to plan that 5-minute delay for the right time of day and all, and the road conditions, weather events, how can visitors get updated information on the status of all those things?
The really cool thing is we just launched a new app this spring. So with that app, you get directed to Drive BC. And there you can find out what's happening. And Drive BC has updated to more of a mobile unit too.
Mm.
You can also find out what events and activities are happening in Valemount on our new app.
Very cool.
Love it. Valemount. There's an app for that.
That's what I've heard.
There definitely is.
So, Chris, I stole your line. You jump in there and take mine.
Well, in that case, Marcy, I want to know. Okay, so you've just gone through the salmon fry release. What's
That's right.
next in
What's
Valemount?
next? Canada Day.
Oh,
We're having our Canada Day event at the Valemount Train Museum. I gotta apologize because I keep hearing this delay and then I get all messed up.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no. Okay.
It's like listening to my own voice twice.
mhm.
That can be
All right.
That is
distracting.
tough.
It's distracting. All right, let's try this again. So on Canada Day, July 1st, we are having a celebration at the Train Museum. And starting at 10 a.m. And we'll be having a pancake breakfast at the Valemount Legion beforehand. We're also having a number of activities as well. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
But I guess you can't hear us. So I'll recap what we were hearing there. So Canada Day celebration
Lost you
at the
there.
Valemount Museum from 10 a.m. to 2, a pancake breakfast at the Legion by donation. That's what we caught so far. Marcy, are you still with us? Nope. Okay. Well, what I've got in the show notes here, yeah, pancakes. That's right, Brylang. We got pancakes,
Everybody loves a pancake breakfast.
Yeah.
right? There you go. Marcy, you back? We got you?
I don't think Marcy can hear
No,
us.
Yeah.
it's struggling with the audio maybe a little bit still. So
Can you hear
what we
me now?
also we can hear you now.
Yeah.
We can hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear you guys though, but I'm glad
Oh,
you can
no.
hear me. I'm going to fix my screen here.
All right. Well, while she fixes her screen, other things going on at the Canada Day celebrations. They're going to have live music, family activities,
go.
face painting, games at the library, and a barbecue sponsored by the Valemount Community Forest, Village of Valemount, and of course, Marcy at Tourism Valemount.
And I'm back.
And
Yay.
she's back. There we go.
Yay.
So I just
We got that
ran through your
sorted.
notes, Marcy. I
Thank
just
you.
ran through
Good
your
thing I wrote that all out.
notes, right?
That was
Yeah.
helpful.
Thanks so much for picking up the ball there.
Well,
All
BC
right, no more
Rock
echo. We're
says,
all good to go now. Wow.
Yeah.
he
Sorry
says
about the
the
technical
Legion
difficulty.
pancake breakfast is the best, speaking from
Oh.
experience.
Okay.
Yes, that's kind of cool because Rory and his wife were here. Was it last year, Rory? Or 2 years ago?
Cool.
Yeah, this is my 3rd year here, so it's starting to kind of speed up here. But
Sure.
yeah, they were
Connect.
here and they did some geocaching, and yeah, we actually have that here too. So we'll talk about that as well. But that's one of the activities coming up is Canada Day. We're really excited about that. We have some great partnerships and really looking forward to the cake that's being decorated for that as well. The
I'm
IGA
assuming
here is
it's red
decorating
and
cake.
white.
Pardon me?
I'm assuming the cake is red and white. Maybe.
Probably something like that. We tend
Yeah.
to go with the theme for Canada Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Rory says it was last year.
Rory was here. Yeah, he was here during Bike Fest, and they tracked me down. I'm not that hard to find. There's an event going on. I'm usually in the thick of it, running around doing logistics or something. It was really great to see them. So
Very
keep that
cool.
in mind, geocachers. If you're coming into town, if you're on my Facebook or if you follow Tourism Valemount on our social medias, just send me a message and let me know that you're going to be in town, and I'll do my best to pop by and see you and maybe take you on a little tour as well.
Nice.
Show you where there's some great hides. Yeah, there's some pretty cool geocaches here for sure. So after that, we have coming up July 4th and 5th, something really new to Vail Mountain. We're super excited about it. There's actually a documentary being made about it, and it's called Alpine Glow. And there'll be over 500 participants in this, and it is a trail run. This Alpine Glow offers 3 races, incorporating 2 local mountains, McCurdy and Swift Mountain. And they are over 2,300 meters, almost 8,000 feet. The high Alpine offers sightline views of Mount Robson to the north, the Premier's mountain range to the west, and the endless rocky peaks. So this is going to be really cool. It's a long distance run. So those people will be here for a few days. We're looking forward to hosting them and showing them the sites as well. So keep that in mind. If you missed your opportunity to sign up for that marathon, there's another one coming up, and I know registration is going fast for that, and that's the Mount Robson Marathon. That's on September 6th. And you can register for that at mountrobsonmarathon.ca. And that's a really great one. Beautiful views on that one as well. It doesn't matter where you go in Valemount, you see the mountains and incredible views. And after that, and during that, is Rocky Mountain Speedway is open and running some races. They have races coming up on July 12th and 13th, August 9th and August 10th, and September 13th and 14th. There are also another couple events coming up on that weekend of September 13th and 14th. So be sure to book some time off during that time. You're going to need it to come down and partake in the events, and probably a couple of days to recover possibly, and visit Valemount.
So
Wow.
you said Rocky Mountain Speedway. Can I assume that's automobiles or motorcycles? It's automobiles racing?
It is automobiles.
Okay.
They do, because you want to come and explore all our seasons. They also have snowmobile racing.
Oh, fun.
In February. Yeah, that's really cool. There may be somebody that may have done that once.
I think I've seen photo and video of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is.
That's
Leader
awesome.
is back. That's me.
So Marcy, I mean, that's a lot of outdoors fun events going on for the summer. So that's probably everything going on, right? Nothing else going on up in Valemount this year?
No, not really. We don't really do a whole lot around here. We just like to watch the mountains and that sort of thing. This community is very hands-on. We make things happen, and there's so many amazing volunteers and societies that do a lot of great things. So as I kind of alluded to, we have something pretty big to us coming up September 13th and 14th. And we're not quite announcing it yet, but it is on the radar. It's a big thing that we're working on. There may be, a Canadian band coming to play. There might be some cold beverages involved in all this. And it's going to be a great time. So just keep watching our social media at Tourism Valemount on Instagram and Facebook. And hey, if you download that free app we've been talking about on Tourism Valemount, you might get a notification beforehand about buying things. You're going to want to jump in on that.
Insider tips. Yeah, I love when you come on the show and we get comments from people that we don't normally get. Amy says there's lots of videos and pictures of Marcy racing.
Posted by no one in particular.
Yeah.
Nobody. I don't know. Who's that? I love it. She's my biggest fan, and I'm hers.
I thought we were your biggest fans.
Well, I have.
All my fans are electric.
Everybody's a fan of Marcy.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Now, you mentioned earlier the Chinook salmon release.
I did.
From what I remember about salmon, I was not a biology or a fishology or ichthyology expert, but I think when you release them and they swim away, they come back in late summer, don't they? Where can people see these salmon?
They do. They start meandering their way back like fairly soon because it takes them a while. They're going over 3,000 kilometers to get here up the Fraser River. So when they arrive here, it's usually beginning of August into mid-August, and then you can see them up into the very beginning of September. Just depends on how many are coming back. We didn't have big numbers last year because, of course, that was the anniversary of the big bar slide that had happened a few years prior. So we're hoping that there'll be more returning this time around. Where you can see them, right down from the visitor center, the George Hicks Regional Park. Early in the morning is best, or in the evening, because when the sun is high and it's hot, they're not going to be in the shallower water. They're going to be deep, and they kind of rest up to do their thing, and then they'll move up the creek as well. There's some great viewing locations from there for sure. Another great place to watch for them is Rearguard Falls. And there you got to be pretty patient because only the strongest make it to that point, and that's on the Fraser River. Rearguard Falls is a beautiful thing to see. It is a BC provincial park. Go check it out anytime. It's pretty cool, especially from May to October, perfect times to go see that. But there you can actually see the salmon try to jump the falls. It's pretty spectacular. And then when you're done that, you're going to come back to the visitor center and you're going to pick up some souvenirs like the one up here. We have little salmon fish. And then we also have some pretty cool salmon pins. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty. And well, of course, we have some other kinds of swag too, like t-shirts.
Where is Valemount?
We have these hats now too. You see that? That's pretty cool. Yeah. We got all kinds of merch here now. That actually looks pretty good. I'm going to leave that on.
It's a good looking hat.
Right? Thanks. They're actually specially designed. So that's actually Canadian Mountain on there. We even have, I have to show you the hoodie because we just got these in and they're some of my favorite.
My favorite thing you have though is the whiskey glasses.
Oh, the shot glasses?
Yeah. No, the whiskey ones with the mountain inside the glass.
Isn't that cool? That is so cool. Yeah, we've only got about, I think, 10 left, actually. I got to order more of those.
I'm going to need you to put some aside for me when I come up.
Yeah, we'll have to order a few more for sure. We have all kinds of swag in here. We have a lot of local artisans, too, that have their works of art and their creations on consignment. One of the cool things that just came in that I have a few favorites, of course, but I mean, I enjoy all of them.
Marcy Ryan wants to know if the whiskey glasses come filled or empty.
Self-serve. You might want to go and get some cold beverages from up the street for those two. All right, so we got some really cool stickers that are locally made.
Do you want to?
Of course, it's a bear, so I'm Grizzly Grant, so I really like that one. And then this one is super cool too. There is a local legend about this guy.
That land monkey?
You'll have to come up here and we'll have to do side-by-side comparison.
There you go.
We can totally do that. That'd be great content. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a local legend about spottings of the Sasquatch in the 1950s in Tijon. So yeah, there's a bit of a story to be told about that. I kind of think there needs to be a geocache placed in its honor as well. Yeah.
Well,
might be leading to something.
Keats asked, is there any thoughts of a geo tour in Valemount?
Oof. Yes, there are thoughts. So we have in 2015, they did launch a book and they have a small geo tour as well. And it's kind of ironic that when I was in Gold Country, I'd gotten that call and we helped assist with that. So coming back here was just a total 180 to also be part of that as well, which is really cool. So they did launch some geocoins. They did launch a number of these geocaches, but it's time to bring it back. So the geocaches are still there. There are a few that have been archived, and we know that happens over the years too.
Sure.
But there's some great stories still yet to be told, and there's some incredible locations. So kind of as I'm traveling around, touring with folks and visiting these different sites. And of course, I've just recently introduced two little kids that I know quite well to geocaching. And we do that a lot now. But anyway, it's like, there's a few more spots that are just so unique that we need to be able to just complete that little geo route too. So that's something I'm thinking about and we'll hopefully be working on maybe next year.
I like that. You know, adventure labs may help you tell the story a little better than
Mhm.
a geocache, but you
Yeah,
can work with them.
there's a geocacher that connected with me too that's interested in helping us with those too.
Mhm.
So
There you
that
go.
would be pretty cool. It's definitely going to take a few people to come out and
It's a team
volunteer their
effort.
time with
Yeah.
that. It absolutely is, as we all know, like having done this before. Yeah, it's great when you have a team too, and that's what they did previously as well. Like there's some really cool geocaches that were hidden here, and I've met some of the geocachers that hid them too. So
Nice.
now that I can speak freely and I'm not all disconnected from my technology, we had a really cool CETO here as well. A couple months ago, we did a cleanup. We had a few families turn out and some locals as well. And the Best Western hosted an amazing lunch for us. It was so great.
Wow.
So we did quite a bit of cleanup. I don't know how many bags we got, but we got a lot. Being right on the highway, we get, there's debris that floats around for
Yeah.
some reason. And we also have a lot of ravens that are around and other birds. So yeah, that happens. But anyway, it was all nice to see everybody pitch in and help out. So that'd be kind of cool for us to have another one in the fall as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Geocachers love to do that. They love to help out. Okay, so we've talked about salmon. You mentioned raven. What other wildlife is available that we can see right there in Vail Mount?
We have such a huge variety, and sometimes in the evening when I have my window open, I can hear just this whole cacophony of sounds, like from foxes to coyotes to. Sometimes I close my window because then I start thinking about that Sasquatch. But anyway, there's so much wildlife here. Some great places to see wildlife that we direct people to because it's just a quick walk from the visitor center. Besides the salmon, there's a little trail called George Hicks Trail. There's a beaver pond, and you can see two little beaver dams, and quite often you can see a beaver swimming around there. So that's kind of cool for people to see. We have a lot of international travelers that come here that have never seen a beaver before. So that's great for them. We have deer. We don't have deer. We have deer walking sometimes in the field behind us.
Hold on. You said you don't have any beer?
We do. We have Three Ranges Brewing as well. Yeah, we definitely have beer. But I'm talking about the deer that do come around.
And the deer don't drink beer.
Okay.
Well, they might,
Anyway,
but don't leave it
and
out.
then
Leave it
occasionally
for the
you spot a
geocache.
moose at Cranberry Marsh or up in near Tijon as well. And occasionally there are grizzly bears too. So we do have a black bear and a brown bear around town. So do be very bear aware as
Mhm.
well. So just, practice your safety when you're out and about.
And beware of the skookum bear.
Yeah,
I'm sure they can.
he does drink the beer. BC Rockholler says there's good bird watching up there.
Oh, definitely. Thanks. Yeah, at Cranberry Marsh, absolutely. We're on the migratory path for a lot of birds, and they do stop over in Cranberry Marsh. A lot of them have nests there, or in the fall you see other ones coming through too. I have seen cranes, I've seen blue heron, eagles, owls, just a variety of songbirds, bluebirds, tons of hummingbirds
Like
as
the mountain
well.
bluebird?
Oh yeah, the mountain
Oh,
bluebird.
those are neat.
Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah, and I actually saw a Canadian jay here.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen one before, and I actually saw one here. It was really cool.
Yeah, we
and
normally in
different songs,
BC, we see the Stellar's jay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have Stoller's jays here too, but it was a Canadian jay. Yeah, and they
Neat.
would fly through. And then even in the wintertime, there's also another variety of them as well. Like some of my favorite cedar waxwing birds. You see a lot of them here as well.
Mhm.
Yes, Canadian jays beside me on the podcast.
He's just down right there.
Yeah. A Canadian jay.
You have to come and meet the other jay too.
There you go.
So it's kind of cool because I had a birder come into the visitor center and he was asking about, the different types. He's from Ontario and there's some he's never seen before.
Mm.
When I was talking about this bluebirds, and you can see them by the Canoe Recreation Center, there's a bunch that are around there as well. So it's just kind of cool because, as you know, like you just see this bright blue flash as they're cruising around.
Yeah.
The females are more subtle, we like to blend in and maybe some of
They
us.
can compete with the jays. I
Great.
recently just downloaded an app that you just hit, record, and it's going to listen to the songbirds around you and identify them on the fly. And I was amazed at how many birds, how many different songs than I was hearing just in my own backyard. So, that's a lot of fun for me. And it's like, what is that song, and how can
Oh,
I?
I do that all the time, and now I'm looking on my phone because I have that one as well, and it's incredible.
Merlin.
Merlin.
Merlin Bird ID.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, Amy popped on. I saw one yesterday. The bluebirds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Merlin one is incredible. Like I take it into Cranberry Marsh, for example. You just open it up, and then it highlights what bird it's hearing, and then all of a sudden you'll have like 7 of them, and you'll just then you can
Wow.
identify them better as well.
Yeah.
I've been out. I love going out into the backcountry hiking and doing some of the trails and doing a bit of 4x4ing on some of the Forest Service roads that we have here that are just amazing sights. Anyway, you'll be out there and you'll just hear like a total different sound. Like, what is that? I've never heard that before. And it was a yellow warbler, a different kind. Like I hadn't ever heard that kind before. Birding for me actually goes way back because my son got interested in it when he was a child, and I had a book when I was a child too. So we've kind of passed these books on to, well, now the grandkids, same thing. So
Cool.
yeah,
That's fantastic.
So
The
Marcy,
bears, though, I haven't actually seen any bears in town. I've seen them outside of town, but they are definitely around. So just remember that when you're out camping and hiking. And we also have cougars around too, as a lot of the communities do. We are in the Rockies, so we're going to have quite a wildlife. And the other incredible thing right now for those so we're talking about birds and wildlife. The wildflowers here this year right now are just spectacular. Now is the time to come if you want to see those kind of things. Mount Robson, for example, has these beautiful blue purple lupins that are blooming. So you can get great pictures if you put your camera down really low of the lupins in the Mount Robson in the background.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. We have a photo that a wonderful photographer took, Melanie, and it was in our visitor guide. I think we still have it on the website as well. And it's so artistic too. It just captures the imagination. So we've actually got one of the reels. Somebody shared it with us, which was really cool. A collaboration. A couple of people have just done that recently. Anyways, you can check that on our Instagram and see, just how beautiful those lupins are. And the paintbrushes are blooming right now. Lots of different types of daisies and what is the other one? There's a wildflower here, arnica, that grows, and it's actually medicinal. Yeah, that one's cool. It's yellow. Yeah.
So it's like if for those who maybe live closer to the coast, it's like when you go up into the coastal mountains and it's the alpine meadow type.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's how high we are. We're like in the we have these alpine meadows and it's just a walking distance. But if you go up even higher, that's when you get into the glacier lilies. And that's an incredible, incredible hike. We have some of those listed on hikevalemount.com. There's some hikes mentioned in there. And one of them is the glacier lily meadow hike, but it's a steep one. You got to be really prepared for that one. And it's taking you up into the mountains, into alpine country. You're hiking around rocks and stuff. There is a great trail though, but you will see those glacier lilies. You do have to be aware though, you are in grizzly country. So just get eyes on that. Know before you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Now, Marcy, if we want to come up and say mid-September because of a certain event, what's the weather going to be like at that time?
It is usually pretty beautiful here. We can have a little bit of rain, but what you're really going to see are starting to see those fall colors. And fall here is just absolutely spectacular. You get a lot of yellows and oranges and the golds. We have a lot of birch trees and a lot of other really leafy trees around here. It's just an incredible view when you come up at that time.
Love it.
Marcy, and Chris reminds me of a thought. For a lot of the folks who live out along the coast, in Washington, BC, Oregon, a lot of our listeners, if they were thinking of heading to the mega event or the block party event in Olds, Alberta, um, they could plan for a stayover in Valemount. Like it's on the route, pretty much, is it not?
Absolutely. We are, so if you come up Highway 5, you take Highway 16 and goes right through Alberta, right into Saskatchewan as well. But yeah, it's a main thoroughfare, and it's just straight once you hit Highway 16 to all those communities. Valemount is a great spot to stop to and explore for a couple of days, hit those geocaches that we've been talking about as well, or kind of alluding to. One of the trails to take when you're here, back roads, so to speak, is the old Dijon to Croydon, and that takes you out to the Dunster Train Museum, train station as well. It's an incredible little museum. It's just it's so neat. All three communities, Valemount, Dunster, and McBride, still have their train stations intact, and all are open during May to October. The one at McBride is year-round. It's also a visitor center, and it's still a functioning train station. So if you love that kind of thing, like seeing those train stations, I highly recommend coming through. And there are geocaches along that way, especially along that back road route. I recently took the grandkids through there. We were checking them out. One of them takes you into like an old settlement area, and you can see an old foundation as well.
Neat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. One geocache had me stumped. I've gone back 3 times and I finally found it. And I think it was my grandson that pointed it out. Is that it? I'm like, oh, come on. I'm going to say it's because he's a little bit lower to the ground than me, but that's not true. He's almost taller than me already.
That's why you always need more than one set of eyes.
Oh, that's for sure. He's going to be a sleuth, that one, I think. We'll see. Yeah.
Fantastic. Anything else, Marcy, as we're looking to the top of the hour here soon, but anything else that might draw geocachers to make Valemount a stop for them?
Could be that kind of cool geocoin that I was talking about earlier. That is definitely worth it. There's only a few left, so if you're thinking about doing that, I would highly recommend doing that this summer. It's great. The Trade Museum is open right till usually the end of September, beginning of October, and you can check it out on our website as well. They also have a Facebook page that you can check out, and they give you updates of what they're up to. They have some great displays too, but they also sell that little Geo Tour book there, so you can get some of the local history. We also, if you love local history, we have some history books here in the visitor center as well. We also have books on hiking and all our guides, and we can tell you where to go and how to get there with a smile.
I tell people where to go, but there's not usually a smile involved.
Too funny.
I can confirm.
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to say that out loud.
Oh, sorry. Were those outside words?
With
that,
Marcy, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for keeping us up to date on what's happening in Valemount. Boy, I got to get up there. This is just the place to be. So thank you so much.
But like I said, you got to put you in Valemount.
That's right.
That's catchy. We won't forget that one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'll have to start using that for the pitch.
Maybe it needs to be a t-shirt.
There you go. There you go. Well, we want to take a moment to thank Landsharks Cashly and Tourism Valemount with a U, the U in Valemount. And Marcy, right now, you're the U in Valemount for us.
Thank you.
And we thank you for being one of our Denali corporate level sponsors. It really does help us out a lot. So thank you for that support. Landsharks, well, hey, they are the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. And remember, they're shipping those online orders daily. Cashly, whether it's version 8 or 8.1, well, that's the geocaching app for iOS. Just get it on your iPhone. Stop asking questions. And whether you're an outdoor thrill seeker or just looking for a peaceful retreat, Valemount awaits you, the U in Valemount. There we go. We want to thank all of our faithful Denali level supporters, Landsharks, Cashly, Tourism, Valemount, but also, and saw them in the chat earlier, Cool Cow Cachers. And didn't see them in the chat yet, but they often sneak in late, and that would be Hawaiian Maile. So thanks to them for their support as well. Folks, if you want to know more about supporting this podcast, click that Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website.
That's right. Just like green words.
And, you know, Seebeck Tribe messaged me earlier today, and she says, hello from Iceland. Sadly, I'll have to listen to this week's show 7 hours ahead, and jet lag is tough.
No. All right. Well, that's awesome. And I hope she has an amazing trip.
Absolutely. Those are good problems to have.
Yeah, no kidding. All right. GSM times do.
B Pendragon.
Trexer.
Flagman.
CRS 98.
Limax.
For all of us spilly drinkers, it's Wet Coaster.
JT Coffee.
Dora Moore.
Logwork.
Lost Ken.
Alondro, who would also be in Iceland.
Team Noltex.
Kitty Quest.
Jafar. Or just finding our way.
M-Nerve.
Alan.
Keats 94.
Boomer 365.
Oh, he's been to Valemount. BC Rock Crawler.
And the caching cants.
Something you can do in Valemount. Mountain bike.
The Terrible Tees.
GeoNav Pro.
Sprouter.
Good Vegas 19.
Korsgat.
Geocaches.
Subway Mark.
You, Dak. That could be the you in Valemount.
Ah,
you,
there you
Dak.
go.
Got a theme
Pete-
here.
Sorry?
We have a theme here now.
There's definitely a theme going on here now.
Yeah.
Peach of Valemount
Ooh.
and Washington.
Maybe someday Valemount. NW Cats.
Ackerdock.
Something we were just talking about. GeoBirder.
Saw him in the chat. The Camp Clan.
And Teus.
Butterfly Girl.
Winner of one of the events up there, just Carlo.
J-Car.
The LG 9000.
Now I'm hungry. I need some gas station tuna.
Skyhawker.
You won't be hungry afterwards, Jim. Genies.
New patron, Geo Karen.
Ooh, welcome to the patron family there, Geo.
Welcome. You talks to rocks.
See, Marcy, we still going with the theme there.
Yeah.
And finally, Gundark 2000.
Oh, first vowel, there's a U. Marcy, it's been awesome. We love hearing about Valemount. The only thing better would be to be there in person, and maybe someday we'll make that happen. In the meantime, if somebody wanted to reach out and connect with you directly, how would you recommend they do that?
Well, there's a number of ways. First of all, I highly recommend downloading the new app. I also recommend following us on Instagram and Facebook at Tourism Valemount. Also, we have a website at visitvalemount.ca.
Love it.
Fantastic.
And listeners, thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. So if you like the show, please click the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website. Better yet, share your ideas for things that we can talk about. If you like the vibe, please subscribe wherever you get your podcast and give us a review. If you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fabulous, fantastic 5-star review. And of course, you can call in to 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or meet us in Valemount with a U any time of the day or night. Of course, you can also email us at feedback@cachingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific for a live show and livelier chat. This show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and Brian Lang. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2025 by Chris Umfenauer. And folks, I ask you to stay tuned for the after show. Let's see. Hawaiian Maile has been listening.
Excellent.
Nice.
Wow. Glad you could make it tonight.
And Caching Can says, I've not been able to listen live for a few weeks, but I'm glad I got to catch this one. I'd love to go to Valemount. A geo tour would sweeten the deal. There's one there with a few coins left.
There is.
Very good.
And Land Monkey, I think Keats spotted something.
Close. He has the right brewery, Moody Ales and Co., but it is the Blood Orange Hefeweizen is what we're enjoying tonight at Monkey Studios.
And now they're a sponsor, right? Moody Ales.
There's a lot of microbrews around here that really should sponsor this podcast. If I start naming them, maybe we can put them in the tag them in the YouTube video. And
there we go. Keats also says, going to improve the audio on my YouTube channel. I'm the new owner of a newer wireless mic. He didn't get an older one. He got the newer with 2 E's. Thank you, Land Monkey, for the great audio suggestion.
No problem. Yeah, audio makes a big difference, and it's a struggle. It's really a struggle when you're a YouTube creator to get good audio.
Yeah.
There's lots of fantastic cameras. There's not a lot of good audio solutions. No. So good job, Keats. I hope that works out for you.
Here's one for you, Marcy. I don't know if we asked Keats 94 question. What kind of assortment of campgrounds do you have in Valemount?
That's a great question. We do have a number of campgrounds. They are too listed on our app and on our website, but you can find a few of the recreation types along Kenbasket. And then within the ranges of, that's a nice pun there, the ranges of Valemount, there are a number of really cool campgrounds as well. There's a couple of them that run right along Swift Creek, and that gives you private access to see the salmon when they're coming up to spawn. And then we have a few others that are like a little, well, not quite that far out, but there's the one at the golf course at Vail Mountain Pines Campground. There's Irving's Campground, the Yellowhead Campground, and then the Canoe River Campground as well.
Nice.
So there's a variety.
A lot of options there for sure.
Yeah.
I want to say, I just wanted to shout out, I can attest to the quality and usefulness of the tourismvalemount.ca website. I've been using it extensively very recently myself, planning our trip, and it's fantastic, Marcy. Everything I need to know, I either find there or I have Marcy's phone number, so then I follow up.
What? You have the hookup?
Marcy, what do you think of this place?
Yeah, we've been chatting a little bit, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all come up. That would be fantastic. We'd love to throw an event at some point as well to bring more geocachers up and really introduce them to geocaching in Valemount. It is pretty spectacular. I mean, the first week that I was here, I went out finding geocaches. That's how I found out about a blueberry patch. I don't want to share that geocache very much. Anyway, if you pick up that book, you can find it too. And I won't share my other secret blueberry spots. But anyway, and that's another thing. If you love picking wild berries, this is the place to come for sure. There's going to be a lot. There's so many buds out right now, like for blueberries, huckleberries, raspberries, wild strawberries.
Going to be a good season, eh? Nice.
It's going to be a great season, yeah. Which means there'll be more animal activity too. So do be aware.
Yeah, as Brian's just pointing that out.
Yeah, that's how I found some blueberry patch actually, because I didn't really know how they grew. I've never experienced blueberry picking before, and I was at a geocache area, and I noticed it was really sandy. I'm like, what are those low branches there? And then I saw the bare paw prints, and I have video of it actually. And I'm like, wait a second, they're leading into those bushes. And then I got out of the car with my dog, adventure dog, and she runs to the blueberry bushes and she's eating the blueberries right off the bush. And that's on my personal Instagram. You can see that video too. But yeah, they absolutely love the berries. So yeah, do be careful. I'm very aware when I'm out. Yeah, he stayed at Irving's. Yeah, very nice campground.
There you go.
And it's really cool. Some of the campgrounds also have laundry facilities as well.
That's handy.
Oh,
and
nice.
I noticed in the research I've been doing, not only their campgrounds and of course, in town, your kind of your standard selection of hotels and motels, more than you might expect, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
pretty good selection. But also there's some B&Bs and cabins that you can rent to really sweeten the deal, and some really neat selections of places to stay.
There's much variety here. We have 10 beautiful, amazing hotels and motels. And one of them is actually having a summer solstice dinner on Fridays. For those who happen to be in town, that's the Best Western is doing that. Comfort Inn, Best Western, and the Canadian Best Value Inn all have swimming pools with slides. So, there's a lot. Like if you're looking for a family getaway, or if you're wanting like a romantic getaway or just to get away, there's so much to see and do here as well.
There you go. Brian stayed at Irvin's a couple of times over the years tenting. So there you go. Very cool. Awesome, Marcy.
Love it.
Lots of great pro
Mhm.
tips there for us. We've got a couple
Absolutely.
other. Oh, sorry. I was just going to say we've got a couple other FATAS not related, but
Yeah. Kitty Quest. Oh, go ahead.
Kitty Quest is wondering if anybody else in the group is going to Caching the Bay next weekend.
Oh, I'd love to.
Caching the Bay, is that down in San Francisco area?
Yes.
Very fun. Cool.
Mhm.
I think there was a response from GSM times 2 is going to be there.
Oh, what? Okay. Yep.
There you go.
He's going to arrive next Thursday. He could listen to the podcast live while he's driving. He could even be on the podcast while he's driving. We know these things work now.
San Jose, Kitty Quest says it's in San Jose. So not San Francisco. I was off by quite a bit of distance there, actually.
Yeah, but it's still the Bay.
Yeah.
A Bay, yes.
Do you know the way?
Google does.
I was going to say IHAM has FATAS there. How about those hamster geocoins that were just released? Yeah, those look kind of fun.
I haven't seen those. I'm going to have to go look.
Yeah, I saw them on the Instagram for geocaching.
I had a busy day. I haven't checked the socials yet. And folks, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this episode. And until next week, get out and get you in Valemount.